I'm here with Tamás to talk about Catafalque. They have a new record called I'm gonna read the translation, which I believe it's accurate, and you correct me if I'm wrong. 12, The Beautiful Dreams Are Yet to Come. That's out right now on Season of Mist. Is that the correct translation of the title?
Yeah, more or less, yes.
So let's talk about this record. I think it's one of the best albums you've released. And I feel like I say that every time you release a new record, so it feels like it's getting old or predictable, but it's true. The evolution of the band has been incredible, the evolution of the sound. Now, this album, 12th record, I know that Beautiful Dreams Are Yet to Come, but are is this album more of the reflection of the past versus the dreams that are still yet to come?
No, no, no. I think it doesn't have anything to do with that. It was not my intention. It was more like about a future. I think it's just looking into the future and sort of hope in spite of the dark season that's here, physically and metaphorically, because the world is not a good place, I think, but it has never been. But it's I always try to think there is something to hope for because it's you cannot live without any hope.
Is it becoming harder to find that light at the end of the tunnel, that dream that hasn't yet turned into a nightmare?
Yeah, there's some disappointment, I think, in the world, at least in my country or in my surroundings and then my situation. So it's not so optimistic now, I think, around us, and it affects me, of course. But it is there, the record and the music is not, about everyday things. It's just a symbol, and I don't want to emphasize it very much. I just needed to find a title, and that was a good title in Hungarian. But I understand it is not easy to pronounce, and that's why I put the 12 in front of the whole title because now everyone else can hopefully just go say the name of the album because it's just 12. It's more simple for anyone.
Has it become more challenging, or has it become a lot easier for you to convert your vision of what the next record needs to be? And in this case, this is the next record, over the years?
No, I still have no idea when I start an album how to finish it and how what to do at all. It's just starting a new adventure and without any real idea or how it will end.
You never look back at what you've done before and at least use that as a springboard to what comes next?
Not really. Well, the thing is that I try not to do the same thing two times because I have done that thing before. So I know that there are some records of mine are very popular. For example, Rengeteg and Meta, they are very popular, but or even the other one, Tunu Időtállás, the third album is very popular. But I have done that already, like 20 years ago, and I'm not able to repeat it, even if I wanted to. I have changed a lot, and I think it's normal. So it's just there's no point in reproducing the same stuff all over again because it's just boring. And I've done it already, so why?
Um, when I look at always when I look at your records, especially this one, a lot
Mhm.
of you work with a lot of different artists. There's a lot of collaborations. How does that process for you start? How do you think of who you want to work with? How you think of who you want to bring in into the making of a record?
It's just, writing music, and then during the process, you realize there's an extra instrument needed here or there to substitute the synthesizers and to make it more organic or more lively. So then you start to think about, okay, what kind of instrument can come here? And then okay, you come up with a violin or a cello or some brass instrument, whatever, and then you try it. And sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it is just not the right thing. But oftentimes it does work, and it's okay. So it's just during the process when you realize what you need. At least for me, I don't plan before to work with, I don't know, acoustic guitar from now. I just try to do something with the keyboards, and then I see what can be done to the song.
I heard one artist once, he was a sculptor, and he
Okay.
said, I can't remember who he was, but he said that when he has the stone in front of him, he just chips away the parts that are not needed. And then
Hmm.
eventually it becomes, he doesn't have a vision of what he wants. He just takes away the things that he doesn't think he needs.
Yeah,
Are
it's
you
very
a little bit
similar.
like that when it comes to your music?
It is very similar because I don't know. I just try to do something on the instrument, on the guitar, on the keyboard, and then and there's an idea. But there's plenty of things to try, and I have to work a lot to come up with something that has a spark in it, or something that ignites the whole process. But it is not like I touch something and it's already there. It's never like this. It's a lot of time and energy and effort put into finding the right thing to start working on.
Finding that spark. Now, once you find that spark, does that then
Hmm?
you ignite what the whole record is going to be? Or, for
Not the
example,
whole
this
record, it's just a
album,
song. It's just a song. The record is a too big thing. So working on songs, and after a couple of songs, it becomes a record.
do you then try to define what the overall vision of the record is at that point when you have some songs?
Not really. I usually just, when I end and like it's like already like 60 minutes, then I call it a day and say, okay, that's the album.
I got
Usually.
enough material.
Yeah. Yeah.
I,
And the only thing I have to decide about, sorry, is like how long I want the album to be. Because now there's a question about the vinyl should be a single or a double vinyl. And it's a financial question, it's an economical question, and it's an artistic question as well. But I have to consider, that the vinyls are becoming extremely expensive now. So if I wanted to make a double vinyl, then it should be really long. I don't want to put out a 50-minute long album and you have, 5 minutes extra to the normal one, and it has to be a double one. So if I want to make a double, then it should be like at least like 60, 70 minutes long. And this time it was just 49 or something. So I was able to put it on a single vinyl.
of all the artists that you've collaborated with, is there anyone, I know you don't think of them beforehand, but is there anybody that you would like to work with on a project? Not necessarily your own band, but just somebody that inspires you that you would love to work with?
And there are plenty of people who I like, to see what they do and like to listen to their actual albums, like the forthcoming ones and all the ones that they put out. But I don't have any real, urge to work with other people. And because I have plenty of ideas, and it's for me it's fine. I don't really need to. I don't want to. It's fine. It's enough thought process for me and enough work for me to work on my own ideas. I have plenty, so it satisfies me.
You never hit writer's block.
I do have some writer's block, but I don't think that working with someone famous would help. I don't want to. I don't mind because it's a natural process, and you have to have writer's block. But after a while, you can have you can have new ideas, or if not, then that's it. So it's not the end of the world. So then that's how it is.
You mentioned some of the earlier records that you feel like are really popular with the listeners, with the fans.
Mhm.
Being popular and perhaps having an impact on you as a musician are two separate things. And what I want to ask you is there an album or albums that you feel uh, were trigger points for your own personal growth and personal development that got you to where you are today?
I don't think the albums make it. I mean, I changed a bit, and I made an album because of the change. So it's not the other way around. It's just my personal whatever shift to a different place, and it ended up in an album that I made that at that time. So these are snapshots of my life at those periods when I finished an album. So I think so it's the other way around. that I just change because it's normal, because life is changing you, things that happen to you. But it's not my own records that change me. It's the other way around.
Really interesting, very philosophical. And speaking of that, you look at when I listen to the band, when I listen to the sound, when I listen to what you've created, I find it sometimes hard to decipher. It takes me a few times going through the songs, through the record to be able to fully. And I think it's one of those, especially this album, is one of those records. I can listen to it 100 times. I think I'm always going to find something new that I didn't discover before. And I find it very unpredictable. So the unpredictable aspect of the sound, is that a result of the unpredictable aspect in which the sound is created?
I don't know, because I have no such intention. I don't want to be unpredictable and I don't want to be like very avant-garde and experimental. It's not my intention. I just do whatever I feels what feels natural for me. And I don't want to be, the most experimental person in the scene because I'm not, and it's not, I don't want to. So I don't know. It just comes out, and that's the way how it comes out. For me, I need it to be exciting for me as well. So I don't want to, I want to avoid the formulas because they bore me, and I don't, I won't have any inspiration for more if I do this. I use the same templates. So it's important for me to keep it interesting, and that's why there are plenty of people on the album because they add something else that I would not be able to do or I wouldn't think about. And it has to be exciting for me as well, not only for the listeners, but for me as well, to maintain this kind of excitement about the music.
Does your creativity take you beyond the music when it comes to putting an album together? Are you involved with the artwork at all?
Yes, I do all the artwork. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do all the design, all the creative things, the videos. That's many times it's me. Yeah.
Is that just an extension of who you are as an artist? You're not just focusing on music alone.
Well, no, I'm able to do this because I work a lot with Photoshop and I have done plenty of designs before, a lot of designs for other bands or book covers or things like that. So I'm able to do this, and it's a cheap method because I don't have to pay for anyone, and it's very fast because I'm a fast person, so I do things very uh, efficiently. So
You're
it's
also
a
cheaper.
yeah, it's a practical thing. I'm a practical person. I think many people think that I'm more poetic or something, but I'm not. I'm very practical.
I'm
And
not I'm not gonna lie to you. The vision that I have, I mean, this is not the first time that we chat about a record, but the vision that I have of you, just based on the music alone, it's someone who sits down with a glass of wine on a chair, contemplating space, time, meaning of life, and then putting that into a musical sense.
yeah, first of all, I don't drink at all, so
So
that's
maybe
it.
tea,
That's
maybe
about
tea,
it.
maybe
So no,
tea.
no, no. I'm very so I work hard, and it's the thing is I'm very mundane. I think so for many people, and so, I'm sorry about this, but I like what I do, and I pretty much I like arts, and I do I submit myself, I submerge myself into this stuff, but I also I stand on the ground because I have to. So. So talking about the artwork, yes, that's what I do them every time I submit it because because I know more or less what I want to be on the cover. So it's the simplest way to for me to do it. But sometimes I know I can find other artists and I am absolutely happy to put the other people's arts on the cover if it fits the music. And many times it has happened. But I am the one designing the layout.
On this record, how does the artwork, in your view, fit the music?
It was a snapshot from the video actually that we shot for the first song, for the title song.
Mhm.
And it's just a frame, a simple frame from the video. So I took it from the video. And for me, it was an interesting image because there's a very beautiful young lady in the middle of the field in white dress. Uh, it's about purity and he's standing in the middle of it, in the middle of the autumn. in an autumn field where everything around her is dying. But he's in the middle in white, being young and symbolizing life. And I think it's a nice image.
It's a
And it
powerful image.
resonates well with the title.
Yeah, and it's a very powerful image as well. Last question for you. The album came out November 15th. Actually,
Mhm.
not last question, I have two more. Came out November 15th. Have you had some time to digest the comments and the reviews and thoughts from people, or you don't bother yourself with mundane things like that?
I would, but I don't have time. I have to. We have a double show in 2 days in the weekend. I mean, on a Friday and a Saturday, and even now I have to do the visuals for the show. So I'm very busy. I'm swamped. I don't have time for digesting anything,
You
not
just
even food.
just living a so the last question takes me to that. What are your plans for now going forward from the record? Do you have any plans for 2025? Some touring, some shows, anything?
Well, I have the plan to stay alive. I think that's enough because we don't have anything. I think we have 3 shows booked already for the next summer, 3 festivals, and I know them for sure. But anything else, no, I don't know. And it's cool. I like it because that's the excitement. You don't know what will happen tomorrow, and that's fine for me. It's okay. So I want to face the new adventures. I don't do
Living
that.
in the moment.
Yeah, it's cool.
Living in the moment. Who you are and who we think you are two different people. And I think that's extremely interesting from my end. It makes me really appreciate what you do a lot more. Thank you very much for your time today. Sorry for all the misunderstandings with the
No
time
worries, no worries.
stuff.
No problem at all.
I had
Thank you
a
very much for having
pleasure.
me.
Oh, I had a pleasure talking to you as always. I always love to talk to you and hear more about your music and what you do. I wish you nothing but the best for the rest of the year and then into 2025.
Thank you. I wish you the same.
Take care. All the best.
Thank you.